Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Oil About You. Today is a super special episode. I mean, all of them I feel like are fantastic, but anytime that we can have Adrienne here with us is such a blessing. I'm so excited for our topic today. We are talking about, as you guys know, essential oils for addiction. And I think that we could all relate to say that either we've experienced or we know somebody who's experienced and struggled with addiction. And yeah, it can be hard not only for the addict, but for everybody involved. And so I just was so thankful when Adrienne said that she would come on here and chat with us today. Thank you so much for being here, Adrienne. I totally appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So yeah, just before I turn it over to Adrienne, she's put together a fantastic PowerPoint. Her story is so amazing, and I'm a firm believer that through transparency and through sharing your story comes transformation. And so I hope that this inspires you if you're experiencing or struggling with addiction, if you know someone, that there shouldn't be a shame associated with it, and there is possibility to have that breakthrough and have that transformation. And so I'm just so pumped that Adrienne's here with us today to share her story. And yeah, I've had the privilege to meet Adrienne and her husband Evan over at convention last year in September, and it was just, yeah, so fantastic. I felt like family right away, and I hope that you guys, enjoy this and take from it and can share this with your friends and with your family, because this is a really powerful topic and can oftentimes be a sensitive topic, and we just want to shed light on that today and let you guys know that no matter what situation you're in, anything is possible, and using natural solutions is, a powerful tool to help break things like addiction. So I am not going to say any more. I'm going to pass it over to you, Adrienne. Thank you so much. And you guys are going to totally enjoy what she has to say today.
Thank you, London. Okay, hello, everyone. My name is Adrienne Thomas. I'm going to hurry and share my screen with you. Okay, why is it not doing it? Okay, can you guys see my PowerPoint?
Yes, I can see your PowerPoint. Can everybody see her PowerPoint? You can let us know in the chat if you guys can see it, but I can see it. Scott can see it.
Okay, perfect.
We can.
All right, well, you guys, I'm so grateful to be here with all of you today to share about essential oils and addiction recovery. Like Lyndon said, if you're struggling with addictions or going through the pain of having a family member struggling with addictions, then I'm so glad you're here. This is a topic that is very near and dear to me personally. I have been sober since 1998, and until I got sober, I experienced several overdoses and a sense of being abandoned at a really young age. My father was in prison most of my life, and in sobriety, I have walked through my father committing suicide. I have even experienced having a son abuse drugs and alcohol. So trust me, I get it. I really get addictions. And I'm so excited to share with you some insight that I have learned to overcome addictions. And so today I will share with you some specific uses of essential oils and natural solutions that are an important part of my recovery. And so if you haven't done so already, go ahead and grab a pen and paper to take some notes. But in my experience, most addictions are born from a deep belonging to connect our hearts. We have been taught in some way that it's just not okay. And most of us who are raised in any type of dysfunction or trauma especially will search for substances to cover up that pain. Can any of you relate? We will use substances for years, even to death, which was one of my experiences. What I love about essential oils is that they can start to bring up what has been buried for so many years. What essential oils can do is to start creating a relationship with ourselves that actually benefit us. And this has been a huge tool that I have chosen as part of my recovery. Now, in the past, in my old behavior, I thought that substances would really help me, and then suddenly I would realize that wasn't the case. Sadness, anger, judgment, feeling alone, those are all feelings, those are stagnant vibrations. And then we choose a drug and it still keeps us in that stagnant vibration. And it keeps us stuck, still addicted, and living in that realm. No possibilities are present. Can any of you relate? I'm pretty sure a lot of you can. Essential oils can definitely support recovery, and what I love about using essential oils is there's no side effects, you can't become addicted, and you can't overdose on them. How many of you have known somebody that have overdosed on drugs? Like I said, I've had several experiences in my past where I have overdosed, and it was scary. And, you know, if you have an unhealthy relationship with food or drugs, technology, self-harming, and even overworking, these are all addictive behaviors. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you are a heroin addict or you used hardcore drugs. These are all addictive behaviors. And the oils can help us by creating an environment of peace within us and around us. It's so amazing. And essential oils, they create conditions where low vibrations cannot thrive. They are coming straight from the plant, and they bring us a very high vibration. Low vibrations cannot thrive in the company of essential oils that are made well, like doTERRA's, okay? By creating healthy habits of self-care, and I love it how London is so passionate about really empowering all of you to do self-care. I can't emphasize how crucial this is, especially if you're in recovery or if you've been affected by somebody that has been addicted. Self-care should be your number one priority. And the oils actually help us emotionally in allowing us to choose our state of being every moment, one day at a time. And that is what supports us to sustain our journey in recovery. And as we shift our new way of being and practice, this will retrain us to discover and be with others like we never knew existed. Very powerful. So how the oils work is the oils have a powerful effect on the olfactory nerve just by simply inhaling the oils. For some of you, I know you have been using essential oils. Do you love diffusing essential oils or what? I have my diffuser running right now to really support my emotions as I'm giving this presentation right now. You can literally change your state of being simply by smelling the essential oils. For emotional memories, this immediately creates a positive emotional response. And when we can acknowledge our deep-rooted, stored emotions, we are able to release them and let the healing begin. And about 10 years ago, when my father committed suicide, when in recovery, it was probably the hardest thing that I've ever experienced. And I met a guy, his name is Daniel McDonald, and he actually wrote this book, Emotions and Essential Oils. If you don't have this book, I highly suggest to go online and purchase it as soon as possible. It has all of the essential oils and the emotional effect that it can have on us. And Daniel McDonald, I worked with him for a year straight. I was in so much pain, and I had two choices. It was either I can go back to using drugs and alcohol, or I can implement natural solutions and seek energy healers, energy workers, things like that. Now, as I was raised, this was not the norm for me. I took a pill for everything. And when I experienced my dad committing suicide, I was in so much pain, and I was just praying for a solution because I did not want to fall off the wagon and relapse. And as they say, when you're ready, the teacher will appear. Daniel McDonald was my teacher. And in that moment, I was sharing with him my experience, my background with addiction and recovery, and all the pain that I was experiencing. And what he explained to me is something that has always stayed with me, and I want to share this with you. Our bodies are like a lake. Imagine a lake. And imagine on the very bottom of that lake, all of the guck and the mold and all of that moss just sitting on the bottom of the lake. And imagine as we start implementing essential oils simply by breathing them in or even topically use, each oil has a vibration and it starts creating that shift within us. The essential oils are just a tool. They don't do the work for us, but they're a powerful tool that we can implement in our addiction recovery program. And as I started using these essential oils, I started noticing all of these old emotions just start raising to the top of that lake. And that's what I love about essential oils, is that vibrational effect can literally start moving and shifting those deep-rooted emotions that either we were born with or maybe we didn't know how to deal with those feelings in our past. You see, when I was 5, my dad was in prison for most of my life. It was for fraud, just so you know. People are like, well, why was he in prison? And when I was that age, I had no idea what was going on. My family didn't talk about really exactly what was going on. I internalized that as something's wrong with me. And I felt so alone my whole childhood. I mean, I had a great childhood. My mom did a wonderful job, but not having a father figure in the home for most of my life and going in and out of the prison to go see him was so challenging, beyond challenging. And all of those emotions of abandonment, feeling alone, not good enough, all of that started coming to the surface as I started working with Daniel and using essential oils. And what I found is that every single day, as I started using these oils on a daily basis, emotions started coming to the top, and I was able to let them go. And I was able to recognize what no longer served me and move on with my life, and the healing started to begin. There was 3 essential oils that I used for grief. And I feel like the vibration in these oils helped me walk through the 5 stages of grief when my father passed away 10 times faster. And it really supported my body emotionally and physically and spiritually to walk through something so horrific in sobriety 10 times faster and just walk right through it instead of around it. And those oils were balance, serenity, and elevation. And those 3 essential oils combined, you guys, are incredible. They're so powerful. And Daniel taught me that anytime we want to use essential oils on the emotional side, you always want to either diffuse them, put them on your wrist, put them on your forehead or your temples, or behind the ears. You're going to get the most powerful effect on the emotional side using essential oils. Needless to say, all these years later, I have remained sober. I have worked a very great program. I choose a 12-step program, my higher power, and I surround myself that cheer me on. It's a healthy environment now that I live in. And I'm inviting all of you, if you know anybody that is suffering from addictions, or maybe it's you, please look into this. Get the emotional book and start playing around with these essential oils. Like I said, it's not a fix. These essential oils are not going to cure you, but I'll tell you what, they are so powerful to really support your body on the physical, emotional, and spiritual level to help you walk through something 10 times faster. And if you are in recovery, I know London, she has a very dear friend. I hope you're listening. Congratulations.
Adrienne.
I know the pain. Even if you're sober for 1 day, good for you. I get what addictions are. Like I said, even my oldest son started doing drugs and alcohol. So now I know what it's like being a mom with a child using. I know what it's like personally walking through that. And for you that have, I think, around 75 days of sobriety, that's huge, huge. And remember to take it one day at a time. And I'll tell you, these essential oils are a crucial part of my recovery. They are pennies per dose. I don't have to worry about becoming addicted to them. Please go out and share these oils with people that you know that are suffering. It's such a great tool to add on their utility belt, right? I have my utility belt. I've got my sponsor, my 12-step program, my higher power, my essential oils, prayer, meditation, all these different things that I have on my utility belt, and they're all natural solutions. If I can do it, you guys, you too can do it one day at a time. And so I'm going to share with you a couple of my favorite oils that I use either daily or that I used in the beginning to start my recovery process, okay? Now, there's so many more other essential oils that are powerful, okay? But these are some of my top 10 favorites. Geranium. This oil is all about love and trust. Now I have my notes so I can stay on track. I'm going to be reading off my notes a little bit. So geranium restores confidence. It facilitates trust, especially when an individual has lost trust in others due to difficult circumstances. It aids in healing the broken heart. It encourages emotional honesty by facilitating any grief or pain that has been suppressed. This is such a powerful emotional healer. I have worked with so many people that have had either a traumatizing event that has happened in their life or they are in recovery. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with this hand scanner. I don't know if London or Scott or anybody have it, but it's this little tool that you can hold on to, and it reads your body's biochemistry. And when I've gone into treatment centers to scan and work with people with essential oils and addiction, I kid you not, about every single person scans for geranium. And simply by applying one drop over the heart can create miracles. Lavender. I actually put a drop on my throat. This is the oil of communication. If you ever need to do public speaking, or you are working on the 12 steps, or you are making amends, right? Or talking to that family member that maybe you've burned that bridge. Lavender is great if you feel unheard, unimportant, or have a fear of rejection. Who has a fear of rejection? I do, right? This oil opens up communication and promotes being fully self-expressed. I just simply apply one drop of lavender over my throat. Petitgrain, oil of ancestry. An individual who repeats negative family patterns feels a great sense of duty or loyalty towards their family patterns or traditions. Petitgrain invites individuals to make their own decisions, even if it means departing from conventional methods. It encourages a new, healthier connection between individuals and their families. I didn't mention this, but before my father committed suicide, he was an extreme alcoholic. Being out of prison for 5 years, he couldn't take it anymore. He had no tools. And at this time, I didn't have any of these tools that I have today. And literally, that's why I share these oils, is to spread the word about it. We didn't know. We had no idea. And some believe that maybe addiction is hereditary. That's not for me to say. You get to choose if you believe that or not. But my father was an alcoholic. I have another family member. I'm not going to break their anonymity, but I have another family member that is an addict. My grandpa was an alcoholic and my great-grandpa was an alcoholic. And on my husband's side of the family, it goes up the chain, right? Love petitgrain, and I love eating it. I will simply put a couple of drops of petitgrain underneath my tongue and then drink some water after, and it's wonderful for that. Now, peppermint. If you are brand new sober, peppermint is a powerful oil for you to use to eat it, drink it, and breathe it in aromatically. Any of those overwhelming feelings of being sober especially your first year, peppermint should be your best friend. Now, don't abuse it, because it can really calm the emotions, and it kind of puts the emotions to a halt so you have enough time to catch up, right? I know when I first got sober, I couldn't imagine my life being happy or joyous or free. And a group of people in a 12-step program, they put their arms around me and they invited me to everything. We'd go get coffee together, we'd go bowling, we'd go play pool. I never experienced life sober. I didn't know what it looked like. My first time with these people that loved me unconditionally and were in sobriety as well, invited me to go bowling. I remember in that moment, I felt so overwhelmed. I had to leave. Because I was so overwhelmed with the emotions I was experiencing. And I was actually enjoying being with these people and bowling and not being on drugs or alcohol. And it was a feeling that I never experienced before because I was so numb for so long. If you ever go through anything like that, peppermint is your best friend. You can put a drop under your tongue. You can breathe it in. It will definitely support you. But this oil brings joy to the soul, and be careful to not get it in your eyes. If you're new, it will burn your eyes. This oil gives us strength to move forward, and it's really good for sugar addictions or for acute withdrawal. Grapefruit. This is the oil of honoring the body. Grapefruit oil is often misused in overly strict diets and weight loss programs. The reason this oil helps curb emotional eating is because it encourages positive relationship with one's body based on love and acceptance. So how to use this? This is how I do. If you do dry body brushing, this is a powerful essential oil to add a couple of drops on your dry body brush and do your dry body brushing. It's amazing. Oh, bergamot, the oil of self-acceptance. I think everybody could benefit from this. This cleanses the body of any negative energy, and it breaks the cycle of relapse. So for you who just got out of treatment, please use bergamot on a daily basis along with peppermint to really support you. Black pepper. This is the oil of masking. Since childhood, most individuals have been taught that feelings and behaviors are good, while others are not. So instead of seeking to understand their feelings and behaviors, they usually judge and repress them, which creates emotional dishonesty and feeling trapped. Back in the day, I remember experiencing those feelings, and that's when I would pick up a substance to mask the way that I was feeling. Make sense? Lemon. This is the oil of focus. This dispels any confusion or mental fatigue. It's a great oil to use around 3 or 4 p.m. You know, when you have that low time during the day, lemon is a great oil to put in your water and drink throughout the day, or put a couple of drops on your hand and simply inhale it. And it naturally detoxifies your entire body, especially your liver. Gila Chrism. This is another one when I work with people in the treatment centers. They scan for Gila Chrism, the oil for pain. It aids the walking wounded. Those with a history of difficult life circumstances, trauma, self-destruction, loss, or abuse. It gives strength and restores confidence. It helps one to see that if they had not been wounded, they would not have sought healing that resulted in a spiritual rebirth. This is a transformational oil. The last one, Arbor Vitae, the oil of the divine grace. This oil teaches divinity is all around us. A higher power can help find balance in life and teach what to hold close and what to release. This oil is for one who is willful, struggles, fearful, or has a need to control. For me, this oil is the surrender oil, which is the first step in a 12-step program. Admitting that you're powerless. Absolutely. Now, there are some specific addictions that I wanted to show you guys here. Take a screenshot if you want, write them down. Alcohol, Gila Chrism and lemon really support that. Alcohol from consumption of sugar, Gila Chrism is really good for that. I'm proud to say I have not had sugar or white flour. I'm on my 14th month and I feel great. It's been very good for me. If you're addicted to caffeine, basil, Slim and Sassy, cravings, grapefruit or Slim and Sassy. And you'll notice that grapefruit is a very powerful oil. Can you see how many things it can support on top of the emotional side? Drugs, grapefruit. Eating disorders, grapefruit. Pornography, frankincense or Gila Chrism. Tobacco, clove, on guard, or black pepper. I've been cigarette free for about 10 years now. I used to smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day. 2 packs. And back then, I think the cigarettes were about $6 a pack. I times that by 2 a day, or it was $5, and I would spend roughly around $300. Till this day, I still have my smoking jar, you guys. So I do not have a problem pampering myself, getting my nails done, doing a massage, hot yoga, anything like that. I highly suggest that you guys really do some self-care, okay? Withdrawals, grapefruit or lavender. Workaholics, lavender or wild orange or geranium, okay? Now, all of these you can diffuse. If you're confused on where to start or where to apply them, just put a couple of drops in your diffuser. Put some drops on your hands and sit there and inhale it, okay? Keep them in your purse. Put some in your car. Leave them out where you can see them. So I want to conclude today with letting you know that recovery is not for people who need it. Don't go out and try to fix people. Don't. You're going to drain yourself, I promise. Recovery is for people who want it. They have to choose it. We are powerless over people, places, and things. All that you can do if you are struggling with a family member or a friend, all you can do is keep them in your prayers if you believe in that, a higher power. And talk to them, view them, meditate them in your mind as healthy, whole, and complete. Be a stand for them and their recovery. I promise you, if I had the power to help my dad stay sober, I would have done it. I couldn't do anything. If he didn't want it, there's nothing anybody can do, right? So that is the first step. So if you are either in the middle of addiction, you're suffering from it, or you have somebody in your life that is, just know the first step is admitting that you're powerless, right? And giving that up to a higher power greater than yourself. So thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you, London. I love you.
I love you. Thank you so much for that, Adrienne.
You're welcome.
Like I really, I have no words. I have no words. And the only thing that's helping me keep it together right now is that I'm giving a seminar here in about a half an hour to a group of women, which it's like, I'm so thankful that I wasn't going to be on today, just so that you guys know. I was asked Adrienne, hey, can you take over for me? Because I have a seminar and whatever. And I said, no, I really want to be there because of course I've met you in the flesh in person once, and I felt it was such a powerful experience. And then continuing to work with you, through our team of doTERRA, I was like, no, I really want to be here. And I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful that you found your way and your path for yourself, because I can't imagine you not being here to share this story. Like I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And Scott says here, you are so amazing, Aunt Adrienne. And I was messaging with Scott. I'm like, it's official, Aunt Adrienne and Uncle Evan. Like, sorry, it's official. Thank you so much, Adrienne, for sharing your story. And I hope that you guys are just as touched and just as, in awe as I am in terms of, the way that these oils can work, but also just the way that you talk about it and share it so openly and authentically and with no shame is is so important. And it's just another reminder why our stories are so, so, so powerful. And yeah, I love how you said too, that this is not going to fix you. You don't just get to pour oils on you and your life is great. And like, okay, you know, yeah, we're sober. Awesome. Grapefruit all over, you know, but it's really a powerful tool. And Scott said in the chat too, it's my favorite tool in my toolbox. So I hope that you guys have realized the power of essential oils and having them in your toolbox and by your side, no matter what you're going through, especially emotionally. And I put the link in the chat box as well for the emotional book, all the oils that Adrienne talked about. If you're watching it live, you'll see it in the chat. If you're watching the replay later, which I'm assuming most of you who are watching it now will definitely watch the replay later, feel free to share this with anybody in your life who you feel this speaks to. All the links will be in the YouTube description down below. Thanks again, Adrienne.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.
Love you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next week, okay? And you'll guys get the replay soon. Be sure to share this with somebody in your life, at least 3 people, because this word needs to come out, and yeah, her story just needs to be spread far and wide. Thank you again. Thanks, Scott, for being here. Thank you, everybody who hopped on and joining. Diane says, what a way to wake up Friday morning. Thank you, Adrienne. A lot came up for me in various chakras as you opened up your story. I come from an addiction and family and was numbing myself for 15 years. I love you both and our oils family. So we'll end that there. Thank you, Diane, for being there too. Love you guys so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.